Hello, this video is for my son Lucas, but if it helps out any of my other internet neighbors, even better. But I'd like to start this video with a prayer for change, that things get better not just for me, but for everyone, especially for any other dads going through something like this. But good will conquer evil, love will conquer hate. Manaz, in Lakesh, Namaste, Ubuntu, love. A little love goes a really long way. So Lucas, I'm sorry that we don't live together, and like I guess these videos are me trying to process that and forgive myself. But I have never worked so hard and been paid or appreciated so little as when I was a house dad. That was my term that I've been using since you were born, mostly because I never wanted to be a husband, but I always wanted to be a dad. Um, which is strange, but if I'm going to be honest, that's the truth. Um, I wanted children, but I never wanted the responsibilities of being a husband or I mean, it's just the contract, I guess. Monogamy, like, isn't a deal breaker for me. It's more of the ownership, the having and holding um, that marriage is in our culture, and kind of like one person is like the master and the other one's like the slave in our culture, and that's kind of like the nature of capitalism because capitalism teaches you to exploit people. Um, but moving along, um, she got me to marry her by taking a job in New Hampshire while we were in Indiana and saying that I couldn't move with you guys unless I married her. So we went down to the courthouse and got married, and we went to New Hampshire. But when she couldn't control me in New Hampshire, she moved us back to Indiana. And rather than be enslaved and come to you like my father came to me when I was in high school and telling you that, oh, I can't wait till you graduate high school so I can leave your mom, I just left her then when I realized that she was trying to enslave me and that I was never going to have any type of say in our relationship. And I didn't want you to end up with a woman who was going to rule you like that because my mom ruled my dad like that. And like he pretty much cursed me. Like I believe in generational curses. And yeah, I didn't want you to suffer that same fate. So I left. Um, so that's one generational curse I broke, I think. And hope I broke two others regarding spousal and child abuse. When I was a kid, I watched my mom stab my dad with a fork, and that's just one instance. And I asked him why he didn't do anything back, and he said that if he would have hit her, he wouldn't have stopped until she was dead. And so, um, like, I never wanted to get like that, and I never wanted you to see things like that. Um, but I committed 4 acts of violence against your mother. I actually put these in a letter to the court, trying when she filed the restraining order, trying to get the restraining order rescinded so that I could see you. I even said I would go to jail for them if they would just let me have my 2 phone calls a week with you. But I choked her once. That was not physically provoked or any kind of provoked. She just said some shit, and we were watching Dave Chappelle on the Wayne Brady skit. Uh, and I made a joke about, is Mike Harvey gonna have to slap a hoe? And she said something, and I snapped, and it was weird. But I stopped, and but yeah, that was just words. The second time, I kicked her. She kicked me 24 times that I counted before I put my foot on her hip and pushed her off the bed. I don't know how many times she kicked me before I started counting. And then there were 2 times when I slapped her mom. Once when I tried to pull the car over when we were coming back from New Hampshire, she pushed the steering wheel back out into the road. So that was provoked. And then the fourth one, um, she was like beating my ass. Like she woke me up, like she had you stay with her parents, and she woke me up beating my ass, and I hit her back. So those were the 4 times that I committed violence against her. Um, and that last time I knew like we were never going to get back together. And yeah, that's when I was done. When she woke me up beating on me and I hit her back. So that was the spousal stuff. Um, and thankfully, you were asleep when she pushed the wheel back out into the road, so you didn't see um, me hit her. So I don't think you ever saw any violence between us. You did yell at her to stop being mean to me once, um, and so like you did more protecting of me than I did of you. Sometimes is what I feel, and that really beats me up. And then um, what hurts me the most is the child abuse part, which I normally leave a part off, which I'm going to include in this video. Um, I think I smacked your hand 3 times. I know there was once when I smacked it when you were reaching up on the counter, and I took an orange and I dropped a knife into the orange and held it up next to your head. And I never had to slap your hand again for reaching up on the counter. But you played with the electrical outlets, and when I imitated being electrocuted, it kind of looked like dancing, I guess, and you thought it was hilarious and laughed, and so you did it again. And I think between the second and third times that I smacked your hands for that, you had punched me in the face once, because slapping your hand teaches you about violence. So I taught you about violence. So maybe I did pass on that generational curse, but it's not as strong of a curse as it was for me. Because I I got it like every day for like the first 10 years of my life, and you only got it a couple times, and so I broke that curse, but I think I might have passed it on because I did slap you, and you punched me in the face, and I kind of like, and this is the one I leave out and don't tell people about. I kind of like, I don't know if I might have even punched you. Like, you punched me in the face and I hit you. Like, I don't know if it was a stiff arm punch. It was not a slap. Like, we were on the couch. Like, you were right next to me and you punched me right in the face, and like my arm like shoved you away. Like, I want to think it was a shove, but the way you cried and all that, like, I think I like just hit you, and it was just instinctual. Um, but um, and then the next time you did the electrocution stuff, like you gave me the this look like you could whoop my ass, and I smacked your hand like 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Like I hit your hand more times that go around than I had done against you and your, like, combined. Like, and it was not good, and I cried so hard that night, like I've never cried in my life, and I swore I would never put a finger on you in violence again, and I haven't. Um, since then, like, I know I don't see you as much, and I'm not around you every day like I was back then, but since then, like whenever we've had a situation like that, I did what I've learned in potential development when I volunteered there, which was with the autistic kids, where they put their leg over you like in kind of like a figure four, and then they cross your arms across your body and hold them. And so that's what I started doing to discipline you after the last hand smacking with the outlet incident. And so hopefully I've broken all 3 of those generational curses, and um, and you won't have to suffer any of that. I really hope that the pain I've gone through in my life makes your life easier. And I love you, buddy. And yeah, this is a little bit longer video than I intended, um, but it said everything that I think needed to be said. I love you so much, Lucas, and I hope I get to see you soon.